Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to day 3 of the 7-day Quran challenge. And I just want to ask you a question. Just a simple question, but maybe it'll make you think. Look at my hand over here. What is the relation of your hand with Salah? Let me repeat that. What is the relation, or what is the similarity between your hand and the 5 times daily prayers? Now think about it while I do an outline of my beautiful hand on this beautiful whiteboard. There you go. What is the relation between the 5 times daily Salah and your hand? Now, let me break it down to you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us signs in every single thing. Every single thing that He's created has been, matched so perfectly, and it all just coincides in a beautiful, seamless wisdom. Now, when you look at your hand, right? When you look at your hand, obviously the most obvious answer that you came up with is that, we have 5 fingers and there's 5 salat. And that's true. But look at the position of the fingers. It's like, for example, if you make this your Fajr Salah, you have your Fajr Salah. And Fajr Salah is the most important Salah of the day. Your thumb is the most important finger of your whole hand. And just like that, Fajr Salah is your most important prayer of the day. And then, after Fajr Salah, you have a few hours break, until midday. And then you pray your Dhuhr. Then, you have a bit of a break, or a few hours between Dhuhr and Asr. And then shortly after Asr is Maghrib. And then shortly after Maghrib is Isha. And then, Alhamdulillah, you pray Isha, you go to sleep, and then you have a good night's sleep for a few good hours, 10, 8, 7, whatever hours, wherever, depending on which part of the world you're in. And that's it. You start the cycle again with Fajr Salah. Now, subhanallah, if you really think about it, if we are comparing the 5 times daily salah with our fingers on our hand, imagine if we lost our finger, if we lost any of these fingers, how distressed we would be, how grieved, how we wouldn't be able to live our life the way it was before. If you lost any of our fingers, you would feel a sense of loss. And I talked about loss in my other video about Surah Al-Asr. But just like that, that is how your salawat, your 5 times daily salat should be. If you miss any of your salat, you should feel like as if someone has cut off your finger, cut off your hand. That sense of loss should be there. And because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us 5 times a day to talk with Him. We don't even talk with our family 5 times a day. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving you that chance to talk with Him 5 times a day, to worship Him 5 times a day, to gain His pleasure 5 times a day, And subhanallah, if we don't feel, if for some reason we do miss our salah, obviously we know that missing any salah, any prayer intentionally is a sign of kufr. It won't take you out of Islam like that, but as we all know that there is a hadith that says that the difference between someone who is a Muslim, someone who believes, and someone who disbelieves, huwa as-salah. It's the praying of the prayers, or something to that effect. Okay. And some of the tabi'een, one of the scholars, he never used to miss his salah in the masjid, and and he used to go, and one day his son, there was a scholar who never used to miss his salat in the masjid, ever, for 40 years or something like that. And one day his son passed away, and the whole town, the whole community came to send their grievances to the father, meaning to this alim, to the scholar. And a few weeks later, I guess, you know, one day he became busy in something, and then he somehow missed the jama'ah in the masjid, and he couldn't go to the masjid to pray his salat in congregation. And he was devastated. He was even more devastated. No, and only 2 people came to sort of console him. And he said to these people that when my son was lost, when my son passed away, the whole community came to give me their condolences and you know, their prayers. But I missed my salah, and only you 2 came. While in actual fact, I consider the loss of this salah to be more grievous than the loss of my son. Now, subhanallah, you know, look at us today. You know, missing salah is such an easy thing. This just shows how important the salah really is and how it really should be. That was just a little reminder, and it relates to the ayah that I chose today. And that is basically a very easy ayah. What does this mean? Hafidhu ala means protect. Hafidhu, as you can see, has a hafadha. It comes from the word hifz, hafadha, which means obviously to do hifz, meaning to memorize something, right? But when you memorize something, you're actually protecting it from being lost. You're protecting it in your heart. So that's why hifz is also called protection. So hafidhu ala salawati, salawat, as you may know, is the plural of salat. So it's salatun, and the plural is salawat, as you can see. Okay, so protect the prayers, and we all know that there's 5 compulsory prayers. Was salatil wusta, and the middle prayer. Wusta, so salat means salat, and the adjective of salat is wusta, which means the middle, or actually it means the middleest. And as they say that salat al-wusta means salat al-asr, because if you look at the hand that I showed you, it's like fajr, dhuhr, asr, maghrib, asha. What's the middle salat here? It's the salat al-asr. So salat al-asr, and salat al-asr is a very important salah. Sometimes we might not give it as much importance because, you know, it seems that seems to be the busiest time of the day. Everyone's going home from work, and everyone's getting ready to enter into the night and whatnot. Everyone comes home back from school and stuff, and it's just so busy. Yet, if you can remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and pray your asr salah, then indeed, you know, you have remembered Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there's a hadith meaning more or less that whoever misses the asr salah, it is as if he has lost his wealth, family, and children, to that effect. And that's in Sahih Muslim. وَقُومُوا, qumu means to stand, and this is in a plural form. It's stand, and it's a commanding verb. Okay, so you should stand and stand. Lillahi, to Allah. Qanitin means in devotion. So qumu lillahi qanitin. From this we can understand that qumu, it's in the plural form. So this obviously shows the importance of praying in jama'ah, you know, in congregation, especially for the men. Lillahi qanitin, and when you pray, it should be in devotion. Qanitin has many meanings, but I'm not going to go into it. And so yeah, basically that's just the ayah that I chose today, and I hope that this is a beneficial reminder, and I hope that inshallah may Allah make us of people who never give up their salah, and who can remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at all times. Jazakumullah khair, and I'll see you on the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.